Hello and welcome to the Long Island weather report and outlook for the week. A frigid day today across the area, but it was beautiful and it was very nice. I was in the Pine Barrens. Yes, I know it was cold, but I was in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. Sorry, no video, but you'll have to look at some of the pictures instead. But it was really beautiful. Beautiful blue skies. There were some clouds in the morning, but by the time I got there were no clouds at all. Just a beautiful, deep, deep blue sky. And I'm hearing sirens. That's not good. Welcome back to Mineola, I guess. It's my welcome back. But a beautiful, deep blue sky. Something might be on fire. Who knows? Beautiful, deep blue sky. And I got to the some lakes at Double Trouble. You could see the ice on the lakes. Yeah, get that ice. There was a layer of ice over there. Not a thick layer, but definitely a layer of ice on a lot of the lakes. Not all the lakes, but you could see, look at this. This is kind of cool. And you can see there's open water over there as well. So, yeah, there's some open water on some of the lakes, but it's very, very, very cold. Very cold. Obviously, no, the bay did not freeze over, but it was very cold. And then tonight we've got a nice clear night. No moon yet, so you can see the stars pretty well. And it was absolutely spectacular. Here's a look at the bay. I'll just get one more picture to show you here. So look at the bay here. Tom's River Bay. All right, let's see. Did I catch any drones here? I don't think so. But just the stars. I didn't see any drones. I don't think I saw any drones. So, but there you go. Just a beautiful day to be outside. I know some people think, "Oh, you're crazy," but to me, it's beautiful because you have a nice sky, pristine air, and I like the cold. As long as you're moving around, if you sit still for too long, then it'll get to you. You can see no clouds in the satellite, though. Looks like there are some clouds trying to come in over the Great Lakes. We'll have to see how that is for tomorrow. But today, again, no cloud. There was no snow on the ground in Jersey. That was the only downfall of it. Whereas on Long Island, we got a little more snow. Though the Pine Barrens area, I don't see too much snow in the Pine Barrens area. It's like the snow kind of went around it. You can see, actually, the Pine Barrens show up very well here. These are the Long Island Pine Barrens, right where you see the dark green. And, of course, the much larger New Jersey Pine Barrens. You can see where the snow fell here. It kind of shows up very nicely on this satellite image, but not much in the way of cloud. Maybe a few pop-ups over Long Island, maybe. There were a few, but there really weren't many at all. It was just completely clear once we got past 10 o'clock or so. So let's go take a look and see what we got going on outside right now. Before we talk about how the rest of December is shaping up. It's cold out there. It's very cold. Though we're getting wind. We still have wind out there. So that is the only thing that's keeping us from radiating right now. We still have a wind gust to 17 at Kabreski Airport. But if we can get the winds to calm down, with dew points in the single digits, the Pine Barrens are going to have no problem going down to the single digits. Very strong high pressure, too, over us. 30.58 inches of another very strong high. Islip is 14 degrees, dew point is 3, and a north-northwest wind at 8. So still got a wind there, but if the winds drop off, and I think they will by the morning, we'll see some radiational cooling, and I think a lot of us are going to see lows at least around 10, but single digits for the colder areas in the Pine Barrens, and possibly near 0 over there as well. So looking at New Jersey, yeah, it's cooled off more there, and there was less wind there when I was there. Look at that. Coil fields are already at 9 degrees. Dew point is 3. So, like I said, I think you have a shot at getting down to 0, especially in the New Jersey Pinelands tonight. Definitely a shot at getting down to 0. But for the rest of the area, we'll see single digits. It's going to be very, very cold. That's for sure. So, and you can still see the wind gusts over there as well. So let's go look at the high temperatures today, because it really didn't get all that warm today. We underperformed. It was only 21 at Islip. I don't know. Funny, I didn't sneeze all day until I got back here. So only 21 at Islip. So yeah, only low 20s. We didn't even make it to the mid 20s because this shot came right down out of Hudson Bay almost. So it was really, really cold shot of air. And then as we go into New Jersey, maybe a tad warmer, 25. But it's going to be colder there tonight when the winds drop off. That's for sure. So let's take a look at the lows. And I think the lows are the current temperatures we have now, but we'll see. Let's see if we can get them to display. Well, start in New Jersey. 7. I think that's Miller Air Park. So Miller Air Park did get down to 7 this morning. So let's take a look at this. Actually, no. They actually radiated tonight. And then the winds picked up and it kind of raised the temperature again. But you can see here, it was dropping fast. It was already in the teens by the time I was heading out of there. In the mid-teens, the temperature dropped. Once that sun went down, the temperature dropped like a rock. So, yeah, it got down to 7. And look at how low the dew point is, 1. So, once this wind dies down again, we can probably see that radiational cooling throughout the day. You can see here, mid-20s, dew point's very low humidity. It's the perfect Arctic air mass. So we'll make our way into Long Island here. And I don't think West Hampton got as low, so let's take a look and see. We had a low of 14. That might be the current temperature, so we'll have to see. 16 at Gabreski Airport, so it's the current temperature. So we'll see if we can get down 14 and 3. The dew point is 3, so that's another one. That does not sound good. So, this is I don't know if you can the microphone picks it up at all. So I'll have to see if Long Island is going to drop off at all tonight at all. But very, very cold air. Looking at the weather map here, you see that big Arctic high that's over us, stretching all the way down the eastern seaboard. The center of it is over, I guess, upstate New York, Albany, Plattsburgh, that general area. So that's the center of it. It's a pretty strong high-pressure system. But as we move into tomorrow, that high kind of shifts a little more offshore, and we'll talk about that. Before I get to the next thing, let's just go over the weather statistics for today. It's at Islip, a high of 22 and a low of 17. How about our high being 21 degrees below normal, 16 degrees below normal for the day? Though we didn't break any records, it's still pretty cold, very cold. I don't see any record reports here. Let's go look at the New York City climate report here. Only 21 degrees in New York City. That's 22 degrees below normal for the high. Low of 15, 17 degrees below normal, putting us 19 degrees below normal. So almost 20 degrees below normal today, though. No records broken. This is a pretty chilly air mass. This is more like, you see more of this type of thing usually when you get into January, but occasionally you can see it in December too. But really just a frigid air mass that we're in right now. But that will be changing. So let's go to the weather map now, and we will go to our upper air patterns, because that's what's going to be changing. So we'll go to the GFS. We'll go to the 500 to show you what we have going on. And you see here that we will see ridging taking place this week. So we'll see a moderation in temperatures. And you see that here we go, a really big ridge over eastern Canada again. And a blocking pattern is going to develop by the weekend. And there's a huge ridge there. Now, the models were indicating some kind of cool down as we were heading into January. Yeah, there it is. You can sort of see the troughing kind of returning to the east there. And that's indication of, we can look at the 12Z run as well on this. But you could see that we have that troughing in the east. Some of the models they were showing it a little more yesterday, I think. Let me go to yesterday. Yesterday's 12Z run. Let's see. Yeah, that was a deeper trough that it was showing. Now it's kind of backed off a little bit on how deep that trough is. And that's going to kind of determine how much colder, if we get any more cold weather in January. And it looks like there is a block over Greenland. So with that kind of setup, that could set us up for some cold weather as we get into January. Looking at the jet stream, which we'll do here as well. See that dip that brought us the Arctic air, that is going to lift out, and then we get kind of more of an unorganized looking jet stream again as we head into the rest of December and then into the new year. It looks like things are going to get more interesting again. All right, let's go to the European model. Let's go here, 500. So here's your trough. Here comes the ridge. And it's a big ridge, as you see there. But the ridge is going to be in Canada, so that means a blocking pattern. And the euro still shows, the euro still shows some deep troughing as we head into January. It's a pretty big storm right there. So that could bring some more Arctic air. So let's go look at the surface now, and we'll go to the temperature. So 2 meter temperature anomaly. Oh, yeah, we'll do this first. Yeah, that's fine. So let's do the 2 meter temperature anomaly here on the GFS. And you see that really cold air. So it's going to be over us a little bit more tomorrow, and then by Tuesday, it lets up, and then we still around average. You see that there's still some cooling while much of the country, and tuning well into Canada, is baking. As to wrap up the year, look at these crazy temperature anomalies here, very disturbingly high temperature anomalies. But then there's going to be another Arctic outbreak that's going to start taking shape. You can sort of see it over here. Though the miles have been all over the place with this. If I show you the one from yesterday, you can see that one was a lot more significant. So they've been kind of all over the place, but they're hinting at it. We'll look at the 12Z GFS, and you can see that they're definitely hinting at it, though it seems like they've backed off a little bit. But they're going to go back and forth, I think, on this for quite some time. But that is quite a large temperature anomaly. So if we look at the actual temperatures up here, yeah, you'd have temperatures going above freezing all the way up into places that they should not be going above freezing. So that's a little disturbing to look at. Let's go look at the European temperature anomaly chart. So you can see we have that blocking that kind of keeps us in a north flow that keeps us cooler. But you see, look at all that heat over. That is insane. Those are in some insane anomalies. This is 20, 30 plus Celsius anomalies. I mean, these are in Celsius. So I'm not sure if they're in Celsius or Fahrenheit. Let's see. Yeah, Celsius. So that is very disturbing. So we're going to have a almost winter heat wave in eastern Canada, that's why I say enjoy that cold air, because it's going to get harder and harder as we start dealing with the effects of climate change. So let's go and look at the surface now that we've looked at all this other stuff. And see, there's that high that's over us. So that high starts moving offshore tomorrow. We have this weak system that's going to come through and bring us a slight chance of precipitation Tuesday. Then we have a high that's going to build down. Luckily, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve will be dry for the most part. Christmas Day will be dry. We've got this high that's just going to kind of wedge itself in here because of the block. There's a big ridge up in Canada, so that high is going to be sitting on top of us for quite a while, according to here's the European. So let's go look at the GFS. It's probably going to show the same thing. So that high kind of GFS may be a little bit more vigorous with that system on Tuesday, but still will be dry Christmas Day, dry Thursday. So we will be in a drier pattern, and it looks like this is a very strong block with this high like this. So it's going to keep us dry for a while. We may not see any substantial precipitation until January 1st. It's showing something. And then you could see what starts happening. Things start getting a little more amplified. We start seeing some colder air masses moving in, and more possibilities for precipitation moving forward. So, go to the 12Z as well. See if there are any differences here. They're kind of similar. Yeah, look at what the 12Z does. It forms like a really intense coastal storm just to our south. There could be some opportunities for snow in there, perhaps. By the way, if I go through the end of the month here, and look at total accumulated precip, we're kind of dry. And then, yeah, there may be some more chances as we get into the new year. But for the most part, it's showing that we're going to be kind of dry. European does too, by the way, right through the end of the year. Or actually, European's a little different. So the European has a storm around New Year's Day, so that would bring us some rain. So European has a storm that could bring us some rain right around the day, right, and then it could be a stalled front there. So the European does have a little bit of a different look here. That high, little bit of a different look here on the European. That high is not quite as strong, and that means we could get some light precipitation in here with that high, and then and then you have some more chances, and then that's a big storm right there that the European would have. That, and if it tracked a little more offshore, that could be a snowstorm right there. So we'll see if we get some opportunities for snowstorms. I know, yeah, we had a little snowfall here, but an actual snowstorm we haven't had in a while. We're pretty long overdue for it, actually. So let's go into the shorter range more, and we will go look at the HRRR model. And you can see, again, that ocean effect. I wonder if Cape Cod is getting affected by that at all. I was kind of curious about that. Let's see if they're reporting any snow over there. Yeah, light snow is being reported at Provincetown. So, yeah, they're getting some ocean effect. So if you're on the Cape, you're definitely getting an ocean effect. And they've been stuck in the clouds all day with ocean effect and light snow. So, yeah, they're getting that. It's almost like a lake effect. Because the cold wind is going over the warmer waters. Cape Cod Bay is pretty large, so pretty sizable area of water. So that's a downfall about Cape Cod is that you get stuck in the clouds a lot with these cold air masses because it has to cross out over all that water. So, yeah, if we were looking at the radar, which I could pull up here, radar, show it to you. You can see a little bit of that ocean effect right there. There it is, right over the Cape. So you got the ocean effect snow that's occurring over there, though I'm surprised not seeing all that much lake effect. But that just showed the high pressure is so strong that it's able to suppress the lake effect snow. But you can see all the clouds over the Cape right there. So, yeah, the Cape is kind of stuck in the clouds. So, let's zoom out a little more on this, just show you what we got going on. You can see some winter weather advisories across the north. Not a whole lot going on. There's, what is that, an air quality alert for, there's an air quality alert in Los Angeles for some reason. I wonder if there's a fire going on over there. But generally speaking, this cold air has made it pretty far to the south. It's made it into Georgia, even parts of Florida dealing with it. So, yeah, it's just definitely gotten pretty far south, for sure. I'll go to the motors, see what's going on over there. I don't see anything going on in California, but whatever. They may have an inversion or something. That happens a lot over there. You can see, again, there's the snow, where the snow fell. It really shows really nicely. So, getting back to the HRRR. So, dry tomorrow, that high, and the clouds will probably be increasing, but that high starts moving offshore, and then that makes way for some light precipitation on Tuesday. HRRR doesn't think it's going to even amount to very much. So we'll take a look at some of the soundings, and I'll show you what I mean with clouds. So we're going to have more of the mid and high-level cloud variety. You can see that will be around tomorrow because of that warm air advection that's occurring at higher levels. So unfortunately, today was your clear day because tomorrow may not be clear, especially when we go and look at the satellite. I'll pan this out a little more to the CONUS view, and you can see there's your warm air advection from this next system. So that's high is in, but it's also out because there's no blocking right now. It's too bad. If we had the blocking that we had set up later on during the then we could have had some cold weather, a prolonged spell, but unfortunately that we don't have it right now at this point. So going back to the HRRR here. So let's go look at our dew points and wind flow. Obviously tonight you could see that really cold air over us. You could see that bitterly cold air. Low dew points in the single digits, and up to the north the dew points are actually below zero. So that's just some pretty cold air. That's why if we go and look at the weather map here, you'll see what's going on upstate. If you're upstate, yeah, and like Burlington, Vermont, 0 degrees, dew point -6, and they only got up to 10 today. So that's the kind of air mass they're dealing with over there. So pretty chilly, even in Albany. Albany is actually 2 below right now, and they only got to 11, and the dew point is -8. So, yeah, some really cold air upstate especially. So with that north wind, that tends to funnel it right down into our area. So let's get back to the HRRR here. So we stay in tonight. It's going to be cold, and then obviously light north wind. But if it calms down, we get that radiational cooling. And then for tomorrow, you'll start to see, especially, the dew point still stay fairly low throughout the day. So we're still in this air mass. Light north wind shifting to the west and then south. And then when we get that southwest wind, that'll bring the dew points up a little bit. But there's not much moisture, which is why I think that system that we're going to deal with on Tuesday is going to be pretty moisture starved. So temperatures tonight, all right, going below 0, not that far to the north. And again, if we get a lot of us are going to see single digits, I think. It's going to be the coldest night we've had in a while. Again, because a lot of areas, at the bare minimum, you're going to get down to 10. But I think a lot of areas, islip, you're going to the single digits. And the Pine Barrens, I think you're going to be below 0. Yeah, I think it's going to get to the single digits even in my area. Pine Barrens, chance of being at 0 or below, especially if the winds drop. And that's going to be more likely in New Jersey, I think, and then on Long Island, because we're still dealing with the winds. You got to remember there's a gradient between the cold air and the warmer ocean waters that we have offshore. So that also helps to stir the wind up a little bit. Now tomorrow we're going to start off in the single digits and teens in the morning, and then we're not going to make it above freezing tomorrow. I don't think we make it above freezing. I think it'll be a little warmer than today, maybe mid to upper 20s. Maybe Jersey might see 30, but it's going to be very cold. And then tomorrow night, because we'll have more cloud cover, I don't think we'll drop as much. Lows will probably be upper teens to low 20s. And then for Tuesday, we will make it to the mid-30s probably. But still chilly for sure for your Christmas Eve. So still chilly. And if we want to take this a little bit further, we can go to this is the GFS, which definitely is a little too warm. The GFS kind of overdid today. Definitely, you can see the cold air again. But Tuesday gets into the mid, and then for Christmas Day, we got mid-30s, and then mid-30s. So again, it will be close to normal, maybe slightly below, upper 30s to around 40. No really big heat ups, because it's an upside down kind of pattern that we're going to get into. So you should see no really big heat ups. Will be a little bit above normal, and then again, the potential for colder weather comes in for perhaps the new year. We'll have to see that potential if that gets realized. But right now, it's just too far in the distance to tell. So let's go and look at the precipitation again aspect of things, because there isn't really going to be very much. So if we go over here, we'll see that. Look at this system for Tuesday, and you can see it's very moisture starved. And then Wednesday should be dry. The only question is, will we get sunshine or will we be stuck in the clouds? And then by the weekend, you can start to see a little bit of a marine flow, and then we may have to deal with some sucky drizzle for the weekend. I really hope not. But let's go look at the clouds on the GFS. Obviously, a low-resolution model here. So we'll start over here first. So here's your Monday. It definitely shows us high clouds coming in. Tuesday is cloudy. Christmas Day might actually wind up being a clear day across the area. And then we have more clouds for Thursday, and then try to beat back the clouds here on Friday, because there's a low here, so might have clear skies again. Right now, it's a ways out, but that's a very good looking model sounding right there for Friday. And then you have to watch this system here and see what happens with that. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And let's go to the RGM now for the skies. We'll do the RGM. So here's the RGM. And again, the RGM's a little more optimistic for tomorrow, but there could be cirrus and jet junk around. Definitely thickening clouds by the evening. More clouds to start. But then later Tuesday, the sun might come out again. And then for Christmas Day, it's showing mostly sunny skies across our area right now. So it looks like a pretty nice day, actually, for Christmas Day. So although everything's closed, hey, you can still go for a hike. Um, and yeah, it could still be a pretty nice day. So it could be some nice time to get outside and enjoy. But with the colder temperatures, that snow is going to stick around. I think we have a chance if we don't go above, if we don't warm up that much, we may have keep some of the snow around and actually manage to have a white Christmas. At least some of us, which is so rare, especially nowadays, to get a white Christmas. So, lastly, we'll go to the Climate Prediction Center here, and we'll do our 6 to 10 day outlook here. And yeah, the whole country is above normal. Oddly enough, it's got precipitation above normal, too, for us. So they must be looking at the European model with that other system there, with above normal precipitation. And in the 8 to 14 day, it's still got above normal precipitation, above normal temperature. So when you look at this, you're like, oh boy, this doesn't look good at all. But when I look at the models, I'm not seeing that. So that's the thing. That's the thing. So there's a difference here. There's a little bit of a disconnect here. So I'll just go to the windy.com model and we'll see. This is the European model, which we can kind of show you here. Let's see. So Wednesday, it doesn't really go out to the weekend, but you can see it's got clear sky. Thursday, yeah, see Thursday, it's got the Europeans a little bit wetter. You can see there's a little light precipitation over here. And then more clouds. The European definitely not as favorable as the GFS, and it definitely could have some sucky drizzle in there. I really don't want that. So hopefully that's wrong, but I will show it to you nonetheless. Visibility. Yeah, you can see there could be a sucky. See Thursday, you can see there's some sucky drizzle around. Friday, perhaps there might be some, but this is the European model. Hopefully it's wrong, and hopefully the GFS is right. That high is strong enough, so we don't have to deal with any precipitation. I would like to have a dry period. We need it. I mean, we've had enough rain. I know we're still in the drought. I know all that stuff, but we'll get more rain as we get toward the end of the year. We need a break from it. It's enough, especially the drizzle. I hate that. So. That's going to wrap things up from here. So thank you for watching this Long Island Weather Report and Outlook, and have a good night.